Two upsets in American college football this weekend to totally change who is playing for the national championship and who's in the big bowl games. Michigan State upset Ohio State and will head to the Rose Bowl to take on Pac-12 winner Stanford. Baylor, thanks to an upset loss by Oklahoma State, goes to the Fiesta to play Central Florida. And Ohio State lost its place in the championship game and has to settle for playing Clemson in the Orange Bowl. Now in the Sugar Bowl, it's former #1 Alabama against Oklahoma. So after all the bedlam, #2 Auburn will take on Florida State for the national championship. We'll keep you posted. In a sign that the concussion crisis in football is having a far-reaching effect, the nation's largest youth football program, Pop Warner, saw participation drop by 9.5% between 2010 and 2012. Lloyd Rodriguez is the president of New York City Pop Warner, and he joins us by phone. Lloyd, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes, good evening, and thank you for having me.
I want to talk about the decreasing participation, but before we get to that, because it's been in the news so much, and that is the effects of concussions, and we're finding out more and more that the younger the player is when they suffer concussions, perhaps the greater the consequences later on in life. What is Pop Warner now doing to address this problem?
Well, Pop Warner has always addressed, not hitting with the helmet. We certify the coaches to make sure that all the coaches are aware of proper technique, keeping the head up, keeping the chest up, because not only are we concerned with concussions, but we're also concerning with a young person breaking the neck, becoming paraplegic.
Yeah, they are so vulnerable at this age. Does this responsibility lie with the coaches, with the parents, with the league itself? Who should be taking on this mantle?
Well, I think in basically the chain of command, from the higher ups all the way down to the coaches, everyone is responsible for a young person in their care, and the proper technique and teaching, how to play this game. This is a violent game. It is a dangerous game, and you need proper coaching. Coaches need to learn the proper techniques to teach these kids so that we don't have any tragedies on the field.
Pop Warner has been so successful for so long. It's almost surprising to hear that there's a decline in numbers. Do you think it's because of safety issues like concussions?
Well, what I do believe is that I think overall in not only Pop Warner but also the independent leagues, I think that the numbers have dropped nationwide. However, there are more leagues around now, so Pop Warner is not the only league. So it's not like they're losing because of concussion totally. Some teams and organizations are leaving Pop Warner to go over to other organizations, other leagues. We now have AYF, you now have United Youth Football League, so there are organizations who are leaving Pop Warner to go to those leagues. One of the other things that I know here in the city is that more and more kids want to play high school football. So the midget level, which is the 13, 14-year-old group, that seems to be diminishing, but it's increasing. The participants are increasing in junior varsity football. So some of those numbers are exiting that way.
Mm-hmm. Before I let you go, Lloyd, I know that you're very involved in raising awareness about sickle cell. Tell us why this is important and what athletes need to know, particularly African-American athletes.
Well, not so much the sickle cell, the disease, but the sickle cell trait. What happens is that, and this is so dear to me because my children have the trait. I have a son who plays Division I football. My daughter played Division II soccer. And what happens in extreme heat under, exerting yourself in extreme heat, as the body begins to lose fluids, a person who has a sickle cell trait, one of their blood cells begins to sickle, sticks to other cells, blood cells, causing a blockage in front of organs, which can cause immediate death right on the field. And so that's very serious, and I believe that we need to talk about this more. Right now, New York City has the most African-American football players in basketball, and unfortunately, they do not require the testing or to even be aware of the sickle cell trait. And that's the PSAL.
Mm-hmm. And the awareness is so important. It's important to have kids tested for the trait, especially African Americans. Yes. Lloyd Rodriguez, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, too.
And you're watching Arise America.